Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. Today I'm with Colton. Hello, Colton.
Hey Boris, how are you doing?
Good. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the market and some of the things happening. So Luna ended up selling 80,000 Bitcoins. 80,000. So that's quite a few Bitcoins. That's the reason why we saw the price of Bitcoin take such a dive the other day, went all the way down to about 25,000, or even 25,000. So it came back up. Now it's sitting around 30, a little bit over 30,000. But it changes. It goes back down to 29, then it comes back up to 30, tries to go to 31. You know, it's definitely fighting to try to keep these levels. I think the selling pressure is definitely down because now that those 80,000 Bitcoins from Luna are gone, they have nothing else to sell really. I think they are left with about 300. Another big thing is we have a death cross, the 3 days death cross that just happened. And usually that's a lagging indicator. It just means that, things are getting a bit more bearish. Usually we tend to see further drop from that indicator. And last time it happened, it's very rare, only happened twice in the whole history of Bitcoin that we had that death cross. So it usually is around 24, 25 days that Bitcoin bottoms after that. Now there are other things going on with the macroeconomics, inflation, obviously the war in Ukraine. So different things that put more pressure on all assets, all asset class, not just, of course, Bitcoin, but the stock market, bonds, gold, even gold is down. Everything is down. It's almost like there's no safe harbor anywhere. But the thing is, Bitcoin always recover, and when it recovers much faster and goes higher than the others. So I just want to show everyone something interesting. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so here we're looking at 2013 and 2016. That was, a bull run, and then we went into a bear market. At the very top, as you can see, in November 13, we went all the way up to $1,100 a Bitcoin. And then by pretty much 2015, we dropped all the way down to about 100. I have a hard time getting exactly 172. There we go. In January. So you see, we had a major drop. And of course, people who bought at that time at $1,100, they thought they lost all their money, because they went down about 6.5 times what they had purchased for if they purchased on the highest day. So that was pretty dramatic. But what's important is we went down by 6.5 folds. You divide basically $1,100 by 6.5, and you have roughly 172.
Okay.
Then on the following bull run, as we can see here, from 17 to 19, in 17, we went all the way up to about 19,400 something, 423. And then by 2019, we had dropped all the way down to about, the end of 2018, we had dropped all the way down to about 32.21. So if you take that number and you divide them up, basically it's 588. So you see, not as dramatic as dividing by 6.5, you're dividing by 5.88. What could happen here in this bull run? First of all, we didn't get, a blow off top like we usually do, where that's when, the market goes parabolic. It goes like way up, So the difference, I think, and if I look at, let's say, 1 year, you see, we went up, in November. If we look at maybe a little more, you see, we did have a run, to 58. So, and then it dropped back down to about 30 last summer. And then it went all the way back up to 69,000. I mean, the whole time high, it's right here, 69,044. looking that it slows down at every bull run. Now, on the upside, but as well as on the downside, we could be looking at something like dividing that 69,000 roughly by 4, maybe a little bit more than 4, 426, something like that. That would put us roughly around 15,000, roughly half of where we are today. Is it going to go there? No one knows. No one can tell you. It would be extremely surprising that it goes further. First of all, the 2 previous bull runs, we had only retail investors. This time we have also institutions. We have countries. We have so many other things, that are going to prevent. Because of course, the other day when Luna dropped 80,000 Bitcoins onto the market, they got picked up really quickly. That's why it went down to 24,000, but that didn't last. That lasted just a few hours. In no time, it was back up to 28 because people are starting to see that as an opportunity. So first of all, even if we were to go down to 15K, don't look at it as a catastrophe. Look at it as an opportunity to one last chance of buying inexpensive, that's a big word, but to buying relatively inexpensive Bitcoins. Because if you look at the previous one, the one I just showed a minute ago, the people that bought at 20K, when it went down to 3,400 at the end of 2018, they could have bought a whole bunch of Bitcoins at 3,400. And if they did, today they'd be sitting, pretty nicely. Even if we go back down to 15K at some point, the great thing is they still made, about 4 or 5 times the money that they put in. So buying in a bear market is always the way to make money. But how do you do that? You need to have money on the side always available. I think that is the biggest mistake. We said on the channel, some of the most important thing is one, DCA, dollar cost average, buy over time. Don't buy all in one lump sum, buy it over time and regularly so that you can take advantage of lower prices and bring down the average price at which you're buying. The other thing that's very important, always have dry powder on the side. Having money on the side is very, very important. I made that mistake myself where sometimes I had basically every dollar available besides, food or rent or, whatever else you need to leave. But investable dollars, I had all of it in crypto. And the problem is that when something like this happens, an opportunity happens, you have no money. So you're like, I wish I had money right now because the Bitcoin is down and I wish I could buy some. So always have, I would say as a minimum, like 10%, but that's bare minimum. That's almost too light, but at least always leave 10%. If you can be at 25%, because at 25%, if you have an opportunity where Bitcoin drops to 15K, you can definitely load up on that cheap Bitcoin and be ready for the next bull market where it's going to go up and it's going to pass the all-time high. And we're going to have a Bitcoin that reaches 80, 100, 120, whatever. We don't know where it's going either. But it'll get there eventually, might be a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But it will get there and the return will be just phenomenal. Because if it goes to 120, 150 even, and you bought at 15, you 10x your money, So yes, it's going to take several years. Nothing is going to happen overnight. But that's the thing. When we look at those numbers, 15K might be extremely low. I have doubts it would go down that low, but under 25K, definitely it's starting to get very interesting, and probably we might see a bottom around 22, 20K, something around those lines. And eventually after that, we'll see the rebound and we'll go higher. How long is it going to take? It's not going to go down to 22 overnight either, Most likely we're going to see it probably go down. We may see a up right now. Don't be fooled either by BitK returning to 35 or 40K, because it could very well happen that we see an upside, for a few days, maybe a week or two, and then we see it go back down, because nothing ever goes down in a straight line. It always goes up, down, up, down. But right now it's on a downtrend, and most likely it will keep on going down, and it'll keep on going down probably for several more weeks, maybe a few more months, and then it'll bottom out. It'll probably go sideways a little bit for some time, and at some point they'll start going back up. So have some money ready on the side, and be a little bit more aggressive on the DCA. Right now, don't be too aggressive, since there are high chances that it goes further down. You can still do some DCA, but go light on it. Keep some of the money, the bulk of the money on the side. Now, if you already have crypto like we do, the thing is, if we were totally wrong, and if things just blew up all of a sudden and it goes up to $100,000 Bitcoin, well, you don't lose either, because at least you already have crypto. So you already have, your crypto is going to go up. But if it goes down and you have that money ready, you're going to feel great. You're going to be like, man, I'm so happy I'm able to buy some of that crypto at better prices. So those are, the indications. And that's where the most likely scenario is we're going to keep on going down. And like I said, no one knows where it's going to go. 25 is very possible. 22, 20, maybe, but not sure it'll go down that low. 15 would make the most sense, on paper, but with all the institutions, all the people involved in crypto these days, that is probably the most remote scenario that will happen.
Now, I guess, it's not necessarily about Bitcoin, Boris, but there is a lot of FUD going on right now in terms of Crypto.com and other exchanges taking coins off the exchange. What are your thoughts on that? And, can you alleviate some of our subscribers, FUD that's going on right now, because those coins are being taken off the exchange?
You're referring to what, the Luna coins? Or?
Yes, sir. Crypto.com. No, they re-added them back, obviously, as of yesterday. But, people were very, very scared when these exchanges started taking coins off the market. People haven't seen that.
Well, when something really bad happens like Luna, unfortunately, that may happen. You have to remember, we are in a very risky industry. Mm-hmm. Crypto is definitely very risky. And the more you go towards the bottom of the list of cryptocurrencies, the more dangerous it is. And that's why, especially in bear market times, you definitely want to invest in some of the top projects. And you also want to diversify your portfolio, because if something like Luna happens, I actually lost, some money on Luna. I had about 0.5% to 1% of the portfolio on Luna. So, most likely it's lost. There is Luna 2.0 that's now supposedly coming out at the end of the month. They're going to try to do an airdrop. They're debating right now. It's still not voted or anything. Mm-hmm. They might come back, but that's a big if, very big if they come back ever. Yeah. But now, when you diversify, at least, and playing, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, that's where you have to have, some of your money in some of the top projects like Atom or AVAX or, Solana. Those projects are pretty solid, but nothing is ever guaranteed. I mean, we saw that with Luna.
Now, in terms of how you began saying, it's a, risky area right now, crypto. Another people are very worried, and, I agree with you. I think regulations could be a good thing, but do you think that's what's going to happen next now that with everything going on? You think that, okay.
Yeah, regulations are going to come up. I mean, you're going to see in the next few weeks, different governments, proposing bills to be passed on regulating, especially stable coins, because I think the biggest problem here was UST stablecoin, and Tether got attacked and was able actually to do fairly well under pressure, but people governments are going to want to put regulations on stablecoin. Plus, stablecoins it's in direct competition with CBDCs. Basically the central bank coins, and the digital dollar and the digital euro and all that stuff. So they're seeing it even more as a threat, stable coins, than they see Bitcoin or Ethereum or the XRP or other cryptocurrencies that have a purpose other than just replacing money.
Yeah.
So stable coins, they see it as a competitor, and they don't like that, and they're going to put regulations in. So definitely right now is not the best time to leave the money in stable coins. The USDC seems to be the least dangerous of them. There's a few others because they are backed really by actual dollars, one-to-one. That's another thing, is UST was slightly different on because it was backed by Luna, basically, backed by another coin rather than, and then some Bitcoins that they had purchased. So it's what's going on right now. I know it's not easy, looking at the prices go down, but like I say, look at it as an opportunity, not as a catastrophe. I think that's it for today. Anything else, Colton?
From my side, Boris, that's it. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. We look forward to see you on the next episode of Crypto Night. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.